Welcome to the 25 Keys to Love, where you learn to transform negative behavior in your emotional life and to create enriching relationships. So this is what happens when the strongest contact to your moon, which represents your emotional life, your need for security, is from Jupiter. And imagine that your partner has this moon-Jupiter contact. What are they like? What attracted you to them? They're probably pretty cultured, they're well-educated or gregarious or jovial, good mood most of the time, enjoy good living, good food, travel. They don't really like having any limits, and they're passionate about what they feel is right and wrong, and they're sensitive to being judged, and they dwell also on emotionally on any injustice that has happened. And paradoxically, they're kind of a little bit judging themselves. And the reason they're like this is there was a childhood environment where there were strong convictions. The parents may have been a bit religious or political or just had strong opinions, which they kind of absorb in one way or another. And they're sensitive about moral issues. It can go both ways. They can be affected by a lack of morals, or they can be quite moralistic. But they're often sort of brought up with a sense of privilege. So when you're with them, you might find yourself getting led into sort of bad habits because they enjoy life. So they overindulge and you may overindulge. They can be extravagant, so you may end up being extravagant. You need to temper any of this overindulgence or extravagance with your own kind of restraint. Otherwise, you're going to spend too much money or become insecure in one way or another. So you don't want to exhaust your resources by fulfilling their expectations. And if they kind of get like a little bit emotional about their beliefs, you need to use a kind of logic and reason to get them to see good sense. But anyway, Moon, Jupiter in the partner's horoscope is loving, generous, generally a pleasure. Sometimes too much of a pleasure to be with. Expectations are high. They give a lot, but they have also got big appetites. So what if you have the Moon-Jupiter aspect yourself? How do you act? Well, you want to enjoy life. You want everything and a bit more. You're hungry for knowledge. You want to see the world, or have cultural experiences. You're generous in your nature, and you're disappointed when people are mean. But many people are going to be kind of mean in comparison with you. And you give, even when you might not have. So, you have to watch that extravagance doesn't lead to, difficult situation. And the reason you act as you do is like normal restraints in childhood were not there. You're probably encouraged to form your own beliefs and to express yourself. It's a good thing, really. But you'll be resentful of any restrictions then, duties and responsibilities, unless there's something else in your horoscope which gives you that ability to handle them. So what you need to do in relationships, you have to accept that other people may not be over-generous like you are. And you have to also realize that you may lack restraint and you may lack self-discipline. And in terms of beliefs, you need to be tolerant of any limiting beliefs other people have in your eyes. But your positive view of life and optimism about the future, it can really add riches and resources to your relationships. It just helps to realize that to attain balance, some restraint in your appetites and opinions and beliefs is a good idea.